Low quality fans and a high quality Devils team. Wait, what the fuck? Seriously, are the Devils for real? Is this a real thing that's happening in the year 2022? The Lord's year 2022? The Leafs have fallen apart, hilariously. The Tampa Bay Lightning are struggling out of the gate, hilariously. The Boston Bruins, impeccable to start. The Vegas Golden Knights, fuck them, but impeccable to start. And then there's the Devils. The Devils, the winner of every offseason in the past 5 years. Well, I guess not the most recent one. You'd probably look to Ottawa or Detroit for those. But finally, they have an offseason where we go, the Devils. They had, 63 points last year or something like that? Pathetic. And now we sit here, and the Devils are crushing folks. And you got to start wondering, are they actually going to be involved this year? They started 0-2, and we went, classic Devils. But then they stopped losing. And they won 6 of their next 7. And they did it in dominant fashion. And analytically, I love me some analytics. Analytically, they look legit. To the tune of almost 69%. Nice. Expected goal percentage at even strength, according to MoneyPuck.com. That means, at even strength, 69% of the goals scored will be in favor of the New Jersey Devils. That's absurd. The next closest team is the Canes at 64%, and their numbers are always ballooned by the fact that they keep possession for 8 years and just chuck the puck on net over and over and over again from the point. So incrementally, those numbers go up. But the Devils are at 69%. Once again, nice. And they look legit doing it. This team is really good. They have a +8 differential through 9 games. They're third in the league to Boston and Vegas, which is just kind of hilarious in a certain sense. But third best in league differential to start the season. Not bad. They are doing this with below average shooting percentage, below average goaltending. Jack Hughes not going supernova like many of us, including myself, predicted. Below average power play, excellent penalty kill, so we'll give them that. And more penalty minutes than 19 other teams. The Devils look legit. And it's this question of, well, is it a easy schedule? Which it has been. Is it a hot start? Which it sure is. Or is it both of those things combined with the fact that this team is legit? You need to put a stake in the ground. There's a lot of people writing articles who are like, maybe the Devils. Fuck off. Enough with the maybe. Be wrong or be right. Say one thing and live with the result. All right? I said years ago that Vancouver would be in the bottom third of the league for the next 5 years, write it in pen. And although last year they were not, so I was wrong, they've gone right back to it, which makes me feel right. I'm contradicting my own point. Live with the result, be wrong about things, make a stance. I think the New Jersey Devils will continue to be legit in a tough metro that's going to start sorting their shit out and going to start looking like the very difficult division they are. And they are going to hit a slide at some point. The Devils will slump. Make us all wonder if it was all a mirage, a fantasy. And then they are going to, I wouldn't say squeak into the playoffs, but be one of the bottom tier teams in the playoffs. Kick somebody out in the first round. Lose in the second after a hard-fought battle. And be a team that no one wants to play in 2023. No one. I think the Devils are building something that's really good. And they have a couple players, Jack Hughes in particular, who could change a playoff series. If they make the playoffs, which I'm starting to really side with they will. In fact, I just said they will, so let's go with it. Then that's not a team I particularly want to play with the way they're playing right now. This team's legit. And I think we need to start treating them as such. So I just want to jump on here and talk about the fact that they're bonkers, man. They're crazy. When a team is kicking the shit out of other teams for 9 games, and yeah, they're 6-3, but they've had some bad goaltending, which is part of the team. But the goaltending's improving little by little. And when you have that much possession, you're going to win a lot of games. So with a team that is doing the things they are doing and analytically crushing teams, I don't think I've ever seen a 98% on Money Pucks Deserve to Win-O-meter, but at one point against the Blue Jackets, it was a 98%. Absurd. When it's doing stuff like that, when a team is doing stuff like that, it means they have the makings of a really good team. When they do that 12% into the season, could be a hot start, sure. But 12% feels wrong. That feels light. But when they do that through 9 games, that's a big enough sample size to say, all right, this team has something. Easy schedule or not, it has something. And it's enough to build off of. Just like a bad start can crush a team, a good start can make a team believe. And it sounds stupid and Disney and all that, but a team believing in themselves and the way they play and the free-flowing freedom that they have and the ability to handle adversity when some comes, because adversity will come. And that'll be a real test to see what this team actually believes in. But if they believe, they'll come out of it. And they'll play together. And they'll like each other. Liking each other is a big thing in this league. That kind of team is dangerous, no matter how it looks. Look at I know we want to talk bubble playoffs, all that stuff. Look at the Habs in 2021. 2020. The year they went to the finals. My brain's not working very well right now. Long day of work. That team believed in themselves when they had no reason to. But they just kept winning. And so they just kept believing. And so they just kept playing with fire, with passion, and with confidence. You hear it all the time, gripping the stick too tight. That doesn't happen with confident teams. Even in slumps. They're not gripping the stick too tight. They're just believing that it's going to go their way eventually. And it does. Because they do not get in their head about it. I believe in this Devils team. Which is kind of the kiss of death. But I believe in them. So, you should too. Alright, here's my fantasy update. I fucking lost. It was brutal, man. It was a really close matchup, actually. And it's a 7-point difference at the end. But before corrections on the week were made, it was like 3-point difference. Blinny's Battalion is a juggernaut and had a bad week. I actually also kind of had a bad week, as you'll see from the scores. As well as Ehlers and Nichushkin going down, I have made a plethora of moves. I think I'm third in the league in actual roster moves. Because again, I'm built analytically. Not a lot of flashy names, but a lot of this is a good week for this guy. This is a good week for this guy. And just trying to pace it through. It's exhausting, but it's an interesting approach that I'm having fun with. This was a really good matchup. I wish I had a better result. I didn't really have anyone who went off. My defense really did well with Pionk and Morrissey really holding the bulk of the points there. But the thing that really sunk me, my goaltending did well, but the thing that really sunk me was Lucas Raymond sucks until he doesn't. He really does. He was awful, and he just kept putting up 1-point games, and it was atrocious. And then I bench him. And he scores 13 points, which was 9 points higher than the player I would have switched him for in this particular night, which would have won me the week. Classic, right? This upcoming week should be really interesting. I'm going against Gibby and friends. They are a pretty good squad. They also are rotating centers like I am. Don't have a lot of depth there, but their wingers are very good. Their defense has some bright spots, and then their goaltending is really interesting because they don't have a lot of great names, but each of those guys start pretty frequently. So it should be, this league's built off those goalie points. So right now we're 1-1. We're 7th in the league. Our point differential isn't great, but we haven't had huge issues in that regard. Still early in the season. This is kind of where we are as an update. I need my team to get healthy. Nichushkin and Ehlers really are huge parts of my team. I need them back ASAP. Game tomorrow, though, for the Bruins. If you're a Devils fan, you should have been gone by now. Get out of here. Get out! But game tomorrow, I'm pumped. I want to see this team go like 14-1, which again basically guarantees a loss. I don't know why I opened my mouth. Go Bees and Devils! Why not?